Hey, so today I wanted to tell you something about this horror book I wrote. It's called The Heart of a Child, and there's the back right there. And this one is about this girl. She's 11 years old, and her name is Ava O'Brien. And one day she tells her parents that the teachers took her and the other students underneath the school, blindfolded, and performed some kind of ritual with them all there. And so I always thought that that was a killer opening to a book or a movie. This was originally written as a movie in 2020. So I loved that idea of a small child just approaching her parents and saying something bad happened today. Her parents are like, what happened? She says that the teachers took us underneath the school and did something there. I was like, whoof, that scares the shit out of me just saying it right now. So as you might have guessed based on hearing that, this book is loosely based on the McMartin preschool trial, which is a trial that happened in the 1980s where some students said that the teachers took them underneath the school and did animal sacrifices and stuff like that. It's widely regarded as like the apex of the satanic panic in the 80s. But more so than the book being based on the trial, it was more based on this guy named Ted Gunderson, who was like a lawyer and a novelist who he actually got together with the parents of the students who said that this happened after the trial. After the teachers were acquitted of any wrongdoing, this guy, Ted Gunderson, he got the parents together and they secretly bought the lands that the school was on, and they dug up underneath it and they found tunnels underneath the school that had dead animals in them and stuff like that. Now, no one knows if those tunnels were just part of like the actual architecture of the school because it was demolished at that point. And there's a lot of controversy over whether this Ted Gunderson guy was a real journalist or kind of a conspiracy theorist. But that stuck with me, was the idea of like, imagine years later, the parents are so convinced that this happened that they spend all this money to dig up underneath the school and they do find tunnels. And I was like, that is so creepy. And so I wanted to use that as a basis for like a very scary horror book that's not for the faint of heart. It's got a lot of trigger warnings, as bad as you can imagine it goes there. The other thing I can tell you about this book is that when I wrote it, at the time when I wrote it, I was very burnt out on the idea of being inspired by other horror books or other horror movies. I wanted to take all my inspiration from real life incidents. So in this book, you'll find the McMartin preschool trial stuff. You'll also find some inspiration taken from the accident that happened on the set of The Twilight Zone. There's a whole grab bag of things in there. And the rule I had when making it is it will be scarier if everything in this is based on real life rather than horror as we know it from other books or other movies. So that's The Heart of a Child. It comes out on February 24th, 2025. So you can pre-order it right now on Amazon. But if it's after February 24th, 2025, you can buy it, and congratulations, you're from the future. Thank you.